So let's discuss polygons. This is a part of our series on plane geometry. So let's start with the word polygon. It came from the Greek words poly and gon. Poly meaning many, gon being angle, thus many angles. Okay? So how do we consider a shape being a polygon? So a polygon is a closed plane figure. So there shouldn't wala dapat space to get through in and out. So it's a closed plane figure. Plane meaning 2D, two-dimensional, formed by straight line segments. So there are no curved lines, there are no overlapping lines, there are no intersecting lines. So just straight line segments. All right. And then, ano ba example niyan? Triangle, square. So if you try to draw what a triangle or a square is, makikita natin, closed figure siya, formed by line segments, and walang curves or nag-overlaps, no? So when you draw a triangle, ayan, closed figure, walang pwedeng, tapos straight line segments pa yan, no? So square, ayan, natin siya drawing, no? Sarado natin, baka sabihin hindi closed figure. Okay? So ano yung hindi example ng polygon? Circle, kasi wala naman siyang straight line segments. Or overlapping star. Um, or drawing natin yung star na ganyan, no? So there are intersecting lines, there are overlaps between lines, so hindi natin siya matatawag na polygon. Okay? So let's go back to a polygon. Ano yung parts niya? So let's start with say triangle na lang since so makikita natin na ang triangle ang polygon with the least number of sides kasi kapag may two sides, kapag two lang ang sides, hindi tayo makabuo ng closed figure. Okay? Sige. Tingnan naman natin yung mga parts ng polygon. So, let's start with this triangle. Sides, so these are your sides, sabi nga natin, or edges, what we call, this is side 1, 2, 3. Okay? And then, ano yung vertices? These are your corners, this is your vertices. Usually for our polygons, kung ilan yung sides mo, ganun din yung number of vertices, no? Diagonals are your non-adjacent vertices. So, gagawa ka lang ng line segment. For a triangle kasi, kapag pinag-connect mo yung mga vertices, yun yung sides, no? But when, for example, for a square, say this is square, equal yung sides, no? Ano yung mga non-adjacent vertices? This is a vertex pala. Okay, singular. So, ito, side yan kapag consecutive vertices. Pag non-adjacent or non-consecutive, those are your diagonals. So, sa square, meron tayong dalawang diagonal. When we try to look for a pentagon with 5 sides, so this is triangle, n is equal to 3. N is the number of sides, by the way. Kapag n is equal to 5, tawag natin pentagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, meron tayong 5 vertices din sa 5 sides. So, ito non-adjacent. 2. Kasi ito non-adjacent. Bali, makakabuo ka niya ng star. Ilan ang diagonal niyan? So, may 5 kang diagonal. Okay? So, it depends. So, you can try with the rest or later on you will try to look at it. Pero these are your diagonals. Non-adjacent vertices or non-consecutive vertices connected by a line segment. Okay? And then, we have your interior and exterior angles. Pag sinabi interior sa loob, exterior sa labas. So, in a triangle, this is your interior angle. This is your interior angles. And then, ang exterior angle, etong nasa labas. So, this is your exterior angle. Okay? So when you combine the interior and exterior angle of the same vertex, it will be equal to 360 degrees. Okay? And then kada polygon may formula siya. Later on you will talk about it as well. And then how they are related to the exterior angle. Okay? So let's now go to the types of your polygons. So may mga polygons tayo na equilateral where all sides are equal. Polygons that are equiangular, that all angles are equal. Then, pag sinabi nating regular polygon, these are polygons that are both equilateral and equiangular. Okay? Kasi, your polygons can be equiangular, but they have different sides, no? The length of sides. Sabihin na natin square and a rectangle. Okay? So, yung square, equilateral and equiangular. Yung rectangle, equiangular lang. Okay? So, when you say regular polygon, pare-parehas ang length ng sides and pare-parehas ang angles. Irregular, siyempre, kabalik na lang ng regular, not all are equal. Not all sides, not all angles are equal. And then, we can also classify or these polygons into convex and concave. Convex siya kapag lahat ng interior angles niya ay less than 180. Okay? Concave kapag merong at least isa, more than 180. Okay? Kaya saka lang siya nagiging concave. Okay? So, kapag kunyari nag exceed ng sabihin natin ganyan, ito meron tayong nag-exceed ng 180. So, therefore, it's a concave polygon as you classify. Okay? Sige, let's take a look at how we name our polygons naman, no? So, alam natin, your polygons from at least 1 to 12, no? May mga pangalan siya, no? So, when you say 3 sides is a triangle, 4 sides is a quadrilateral, 5 sides is a pentagon. Okay? For 6, it's hexagon. So, take a look at the prefix. Diba, for 5, it's penta. 3 and 4, yan na yun. For 6, it's hexagon. 7, heptagon. For 8, it's octagon. 9, nonagon. 10, decagon. Okay, so for the rest of the number of sides, we can see na we are using our prefixes. So makikita natin yan. Ito yung the one that we previously highlighted, and these are your prefixes. Okay, we continue for 11. It's ondecagon, or sometimes you can call it hendecagon. Dodecagon for 12, and then 13 to 13 onwards, we have a naming system that we follow, but commonly we can call it 13 tridecagon, pero we can also use the naming convention, no? So as you can see, we put decagon pa din as to say that it's 10, and then to add on top of the 10. So since we have 3, we have tri, or in this case it's tris. Then see that we have here an added syllable in the middle, kai. So as you can see, it's kai decagon, and then before kai decagon, makita mo yung prefix tetrakaidecahon. Sorry. And then we have pentakaidecagon, hexakaidecagon, heptakaidecagon, octakaidecagon, enneakaidecagon, and icosagon for 20. So this is the similar to decagon. 20 is icosagon. Then 30 is triacontagon. And then as you can see, after 10, 20, 30, 40, we have tricontagon if it's just 30, 40 tetracontagon. But the thing is, if it's kapag let's say it's 34, so 30, we'll name it as triaconta, then kai, and then you add the ones digit, which is 4 tetragon. So it would be triaconta kai tetragon. Okay, another example, if it's 77, so 70 for the tens place, heptaconta kai heptagon. Okay, Then, let's say 91, Enea konta kay Henagon. Okay? So, we go up until the higher number of sides. Or if we go back, remember, we can just simply say it's Ngon. So, whatever number of sides. If it's 1,000 sides, you can just say 1,000 gon. Okay? But, you can also follow this naming convention, okay, or the Ngon, depending on what is being asked. Okay? So that's how you will name your polygons. Let's now move to similar polygons. When we talk about similar polygons, just like when we talk about similar triangles in the past, they have the same shape because of the angles. They have the same angles, but they are different in size because their lengths may be different. Okay, but the thing is, their corresponding angles are congruent. When I say corresponding angles, ito yung they have the same shape. So the angle of the same on the same part of the shape would be congruent, or they're the same. Corresponding sides are, take note, sides are proportional. So merong ratio, okay, between the two similar polygons. So this is similar polygons are usable in different applications such as scaled models, like yung mga nakikita natin sa mall with like houses or condos in smaller scale. That's a scale model. Or in our maps, makikita natin kapag nagbukas ka ng Google Maps, on the lower right or lower left, you'll see the scale kung gaano ka layo yung certain distance in real life. Like for example, 500 meters yung certain distance doon na nakalagay, no? So that's how we will apply similar polygons in real life. Let's talk about regular polygons. Ano ang properties ng regular polygons? Again, when you say regular polygons, di ba sabi natin equal ang length, no? Pare-parehas ang interior angles. Okay, so let's dive more into that. Your regular polygons, to know the central angle, okay, all you have to do is to divide 360 by the number of sides. Now that will tell you what is the central angle. Central angle can be determined, for example, for a square. So there is 4 sides, so it's 360 divided by 4, then it's 90. So at the center of the polygon, you will just connect all vertices, and then dun makikita yung mga central angle. So this will be all 90 degrees, no? So if you look at a hexagon, 6 sides, from the center 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, you divide 360 by 6, you'll get each of this as 60 degrees. That is your central angle. And then each interior angle, ito yung mga interior angle, no? Ayan mga yan. So those interior angles will follow the formula n minus 2 times 180 all over n. Okay? So let's say, for example, for square, alam naman natin na it's all 90 din, no? This interior angles. But let's try to put it in the formula. 4 minus 2 times 180 all over n, which is 4 pala. Okay? So 4 minus 2 is 2 times 180, 360 divided by 4, 90. Right? So that's how we will use the formula in determining your interior angles. Again, your interior angles are this, no? For hexagon, let's try 6 minus 2 times 180 all over 6. So this will be 4 times 180. So that's 720. 720 divided by 6. That is 120. Okay, so these are also 120 degrees. Okay? And then, when we go now to your exterior angle, take note that all your exterior angles will always sum up to 360. So how do you get your exterior angles? So you extend one side, and then you get this angle. This is your exterior angle. If this is 120, therefore this is 180 minus 120. So that is 60. So if this is all 60, if you extend all this and then get all this angle, so there are 6 60s. So 6 times 60 is 360. Then all exterior angles will be equal to 360. Okay? Let's now talk about the concept of the apothem. Okay? So the apothem is the distance from the center to the side. Okay? So if in your let's just redraw the hexagon. In your hexagon, if this is your central, this is your apothem. Okay? So it's perpendicular. Okay? If it's a regular polygon, it's always, the apothem will always be perpendicular. So this is your distance from the center to the side. So this is your apothem. Okay? And then to get your perimeter, definitely from the definition ng perimeter natin is the length of all the sides, no? So dahil regular nga siya, pare-parehas yung length ng sides niya, you just multiply the length of one side by the number of sides. Then you get the perimeter. Okay? So that is your for your regular polygons. Let's now take a look at your interior and exterior angles. I think I mentioned about this already. That each exterior angle is 360 divided by the number of sides. Gaya nung kanina sa hexagon, di ba? 6, tapos 60 each. So, all you have to do is to divide 360 by the number of sides kasi nga, it will always be a total of 360. But, to get the sum of your interior angles, you just follow the formula n minus 2 times 180. Remember, at your hexagon, your interior angle is 120 degrees. So, sabi dito, di ba, n minus 2 times 180. Ito, 6 na 120, so it's 720. Let's see the formula if it will work. 6 minus 2 is 4 times 180. So, 4 times 180, 400 plus 4 times 8 is 32, 720. Same. So, it's either you get your interior angles manually, no? Using the previous formula and then add it all up, or you can use the formula n minus 2 times 180 to get the sum of your interior angles. Okay, so this is the example that we had, no? Okay. If each interior angle is 165, how many sides would there be? We will use the previous formula. The n minus 2 times 180 over n. We're looking for n, and this should be equal to 165. You solve for n, multiply n on both sides. This will give you n minus 2 times 180 is equal to 165n. Distribute 180, this will be 180n minus 360 is equal to 165n. Subtract 165n on both sides. Let's transpose 165n and 360. So 180n minus 165n is equal to 360. Then you'll be left with 180 minus 165 is, you have 15n is equal to 360. Okay, divide both sides by 15. Then you'll have n is equal to, not sure why did I bakit may linya dyan, 360 divided by 15, so that will be 24. Okay, same as the answer. Correct. Okay, so whatever formula you use, whether you manually manually solve for it, or you use the formula directly, you should be able to get the same answer. Okay? let's move on to the diagonals of a polygon. So the formula for the number of diagonals is n times n minus 3 all over 2. So you just have to place the number of sides of the polygon that you would like to get the number of diagonals. Remember, for our square, dalawa lang ang diagonal niyan. Or remember your definition of diagonal. It's the line segment from non-consecutive vertices. Okay? So, you can't connect this kasi side na yun pag consecutive vertex or vertices. So, for square, 4 times 4 minus 3 all over 2. 4 minus 3 is 1 times 4 over 2 is 2. Dalawa nga naman diagonal, no? 1 and 2. For pentagon, 5. I think we drew this earlier, but let's just write it down. This is your vertices, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, connect this, connect this, connect this, connect this, connect this. You have 5 diagonals. No? So, when you use the formula, 5 times 5 minus 3 all over 2. 5 minus 3 is 2 times 5 is 10 over 2. So, equal 5. There we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 diagonals. Okay? So that's how we determine the number of diagonals. How about your area of your regular polygons? If you notice your regular polygons, when we drew the hexagon earlier, di ba, from here, your central angle is actually 60. And your interior angles is 120. So each of this is 60. Di ba? So imagine, it's an equilateral triangle. Well, this is a special case for hexagon. Pero you will notice that you will be making triangles inside when you have a regular polygon. Say for pentagon, if you connect it with the vertices, you will see, ayan, meron kang 5 triangle. So the easiest way to solve for this one is to solve for ako personally, what I would do without looking at the formula is to get the area of one triangle, then multiply it with the number of sides kasi hindi naman yung number of triangles. But I think the area here in this formula is derived on the same concept kasi area ng triangle is 1/2 base times height. Remember, your base is your side. Ito naka-perimeter, ibig sabihin naka-multiply sa number of sides na. Okay, then your apothem, remember this is your apothem. This is your height of the triangle. So, galing pa rin talaga sa 1/2 base times height. Okay? So, for example, we have a nonagon with a side of 3 units. So, ibig sabihin lahat ng side ay 3. Paano mo kukunin yung area? Using the yung ano muna, yung isang triangle muna, no? So, sa nonagon, okay, kung 3 units yung yung side niya, you'll get the apothem. Okay? So, we can use your trigonometry to solve for this one. Kuha muna tayo ng isang triangle from your nonagon. Ano ang central angle ng nonagon? So, 360 divided by 9. So, we have 4 times 9. You have 36. 0. So, 40. So, this is 40. So, this is 20. This is 20. Right? Tapos ito, right triangle. So, we know this is, kasi 180 naman yung buo. So, 90 plus 20 is 110. 180 minus 110 is 70. So, this is 70. How do you solve for the apothem? Okay, dahil alam mo tong base na to sa ilalim, 3. So, mahati yan sa 1.5, 1.5. Kasi ang apothem to the length from the center to the side, hahatiin yan yung side sa dalawa. Kumbaga sa midpoint na tama. Okay, so 1.5. So, what you can do is you can get your pwedeng sin 70. Okay? which is the apothem opposite over tangent pala kasi hindi pala ito yung kinuha natin, ito side pala. So we can do tangent 70 apothem over 1.5. So your apothem is 1.5 tangent 70. Okay? So ayun nga, once you have your apothem, you multiply it with the perimeter, o 3 times 9, 27 times 1 half, so the area would be 1 half times the apothem 1.5 tangent 70 times the perimeter, which is 3 times 9 kasi nga nonagon. Then you have your area in square units. So at this point, if you will be using your calculator, you'll get your tangent 70 then times 1.5 times 1 half times 27, you'll get the area 2 decimal places, 64 square units, 55.64 square units. Okay, so that's how you will get your area of regular polygons. Okay, at this point of the video, I'd like you to look at these questions, pause it, okay, and then try to solve for the rest of this. If you are ready to check your answers, let's try to solve the rest of the questions. Okay, so we're sold out the answers. Here are the answers. Okay, so exterior angle of a regular decagon muna. So we can start by getting the interior angle. Kasi alam natin na yung interior plus exterior is equal to 180. So what is the interior angle muna for a decagon? So we remember that the formula that we have for the interior angle is n minus 2 times 180 over n. So if it's a decagon, it's 10 minus 2 times 180 over 10. So that's 8 times 180 over 10. That becomes 8 times 18. So 8 times 18 is, it's 160 minus 16, 144. So your interior angle is 144. Ang tinatanong exterior, so 180 minus 144 is equal to 36 degrees. Same with the answer. Okay, next, can a polygon have an exterior angle of 40? Okay, let's check. If your exterior angle is 40, we can use the same formula, no? Or we can use the same formula and solve for n. Okay, sige, try muna natin yon. 40, ano ang magiging interior angle? Ang interior angle ay 180 minus 40, it's 140. Lagay natin sa formula. 140 is equal to n minus 2 times 180 over n times n both sides. 140n is equal to, distribute, 180n minus 360. Transpose 360 is equal to 180n minus 140n. So you'll have 40n. So 360 is equal to 40n divided by 40 on both sides. You get n is equal to 4 times 9, no? The 9 sides ang n. That is your answer. Ano yung sinasabi kong isa pang ano natin? Ano pa yung isa nating way of solving? Remember, yung 40 ay exterior. Di ba sabi, dapat ang exterior angles ng isang polygon ay equal to 360. Let's say, if we can divide 360 by 40, can we? 40 into 360? Yes, there are 9. Okay? So, if you're given a whole number as the answer, if you divide 360 by the exterior angle, then it's possible to have a polygon of that number of sides. Okay, and then last challenge question, sum of the interior angles is of a 20gon. Okay, So, we now use the formula after this, no? Sum of interior angles n minus 2 times 180. Kung 20 gon, 20 sides, so 20 minus 2 times 180, 18 times 180. So that is 3,240 degrees. Same as the answer. Okay? If you have any questions, comment below your questions. I'll try to answer as much questions as you have. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you. See you on the next video.